Hi students, this is Razika. Welcome to the physics classes, and this is the 7th session of the chapter Ray Optics and Optical Instruments. What we have discussed in the previous class, we had discussed about lens maker's formula, with the formula which is used by the lens makers for preparing lenses of particular focal length. It is 1 by f is equal to n21 minus 1 into 1 divided by r1 minus 1 divided by r2. Further, we had discussed about a relationship between u, v and f of a lens, which is 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. Let's discuss about the linear magnification produced by the lens. So, in case of mirrors, we had already got one expression for the linear magnification, that is h dash by h is equal to minus v by u. So, here we are going to find out the expression of linear magnification produced by a lens. So, here as you can see, there is a convex lens. So, I am drawing one principal axis and I will place one object here. So, the height of this object is h, the height of this object is h, and the name of the object is A, B, whereas height is h. Fine. So, to locate the position of the image, we need to draw few rays. So, this ray is passing parallel to the principal axis. So, after reflection, it will pass through the focus. Suppose somewhere here it has the focus. So, as you can see, it is passing through the focus, focal length. This is the focal length. Now, another ray I will consider which is passing through the center of curvature or the optical center. So, this point is the optical center of the lens, and through this point this ray is passing. So, these kind of rays will not deviate or they will not show any deviation. When the ray passes through the optical center, they won't show any deviation. So, as you can see here, the rays are joining. Okay. So, I will extend the principal axis a little bit. Okay, like this, and we are going to draw the image. What is image? Where all the refracted rays meet, that is nothing but image. So, this image, as you can see, is inverted. So, I will name it as B dash A dash. So, the height of the image is h dash. The distance from the object to the pole or optical center is represented by u, and the distance from here to the image I will represent as v. Okay, this point is the optical center O. So, as you can see, this A, B, O and A dash, B dash, O are similar triangles. So, we had already discussed the ratios of the corresponding sides of the similar triangles are equal to each other. So, I can write here A dash, B dash divided by AB is equal to this side OB dash divided by OB. As we already know, magnification, linear magnification is defined as the ratio of height of the image to the height of the object. Fine. So, if I call it as equation number 1, again consider this equation. Here A dash B dash means, as you can see, it is h dash. So h dash divided by h, AB represents h, is equal to OB dash is V divided by OB is U. So this is equation number 2. If you compare equations 1 and 2, what you get? M is equal to h dash by h is equal to V by U. Now let's assign the sign conventions here. This h dash is below the principal axis, so we have to write it as minus h dash divided by h is above the principal axis, so I'll write it h is equal to V. The direction of light ray is this, okay, and we will be measuring from the pole here or optic center, so from here to this side, so both the directions are same, it will be positive, whereas the U is on this side, whereas the light ray is in this direction. Fine. So it will be minus U. Fine. This minus and minus will get multiplied and you will have M is equal to h dash by h is equal to V by U. So this expression represents the magnification produced by the lenses. Okay, magnification produced by the mirrors will have a negative sign here, but for the magnification produced by the lenses we have M is equal to h dash by h is equal to V by U. Now let's discuss about the formation of images when the objects are placed in front of the convex lens, and let's study about the nature of images formed. As you can see, this F represents the focal length of this lens. So the given lens is a biconvex lens here, double convex lens, which means it will have two focal lengths, two radii of curvatures and two centers of curvature. The given convex lens is an equiconvex lens, which means both the sides it will have same focal length. So this focal length of the convex lens is 20 centimeter. Here this 2f represents twice of the focal length, which is 40 centimeters. Fine, as you can see here the object is placed at 2f. So if the object is placed at 2f, you can see the image is also formed at 2f, and compared to the size of the object, the size of image is also same. So the image formed is of same size as that of the object, and it is inverted and also real. So when you place an object at 2f in front of a converging lens or a convex lens, the image will be formed at 2f and the nature of image will be real, inverted, and it is of the same size as that of the object. Fine. Now suppose if I keep the object here, this is 2f, somewhere this out of the screen represents infinity point. So if you keep the object between infinity and 2f, the image will be formed between f and 2f, and the size of the image is small compared to the size of the object. It is small and it is inverted and a real image. So when we keep the object between infinity and 2f, the image will be formed between f and 2f. The nature of image is real, inverted, and small. Now let's take this object between 2f and f, in between 2f and f. So if we keep the object like this, as you can see, the image is formed beyond 2f. The image is formed beyond 2f. It is inverted, real, and the image which we have got is magnified. So when we keep the object between 2f and f in front of a convex lens, we will get the image beyond 2f and the nature is real, inverted and magnified. Let's keep this object at f, which means I have kept the object at focus. So as you can see, the refracted rays are parallel to each other, which means they will meet at infinite distance. This arrow mark is representing images formed beyond the screen, which means at an infinite distance image is formed. So when you keep the object at focus, the image will be formed at infinity and the nature is real, inverted and extremely large. Fine. The opposite case of this, if I keep this object beyond 2f, which means if I keep the object at infinity, out of the screen if I take this object, the image will be formed at focus. Fine. And the nature of image will be real, inverted and extremely small. Now let's take this object between focus and optical center. This point is the focus, this point is the focus and this point is optical center. This point represents the optical center. So if I keep the object between this f and optical center, the image which is formed is on the same side of the object, which means the image is not formed because of the meeting of the refracted rays, but here we have extended the refracted rays, which means we have to say the image is formed due to the points which appear to meet. So this image is erect, which means uplift, and this is enlarged. Okay, so the nature of the image is erect, virtual and it is extremely large compared to the size of the object. So this is the case when the object is placed between focus and optical center. So the image is formed on the same side of the object, which means it is virtual, erect and extremely large. Now let's see what happens to the image when you keep this object in front of a concave lens. So again we have f, 2f here on both the sides of the lens, and this lens is also having a focal length of 20 centimeter. So all the images which are formed by this concave lens will be virtual, because they are produced by the extended refracted rays. So observe here, as I drag this object from here to here, which means I am taking the object between infinity to the optical center. The optical center is here. Observe the image is here. So in most of the cases, the image is formed on the same side of the object. Okay, which means if we keep the object between infinity and optical center, the image will be formed between focus and optical center. Observe this, even if I take it here, this image will not cross this focus. So from here to here if I drag, the image movement is only between this focus and optical center. So when the object is placed between anywhere between infinity and optical center, the image will be formed between focus and optical center. And the images which we are getting are all produced due to the extended refracted rays. So these are virtual images and they are erect, and if you compare the size of the image to the size of the object, all the images which are formed here are small size compared to the size of the object, they are small. Fine. The other case is if I keep this object at infinity in front of a concave lens, the object will be formed at focus. As we know, every time in front of a mirror or in case of the lenses, if you keep the object at infinity, the image will be formed at focus, and in this case the nature of the image formed is virtual, erect and extremely small. Now let's discuss about the power of a lens. Okay, so you might have heard about the power of a lenses when you go to an eye specialist. He or she will write some numbers which are called as powers. So what does this power of a lens mean actually? So I have taken for convenience a convex lens. I will draw one principal axis. So this is the principal axis here, and I will make a ray passing parallel to the principal axis incident on this convex lens. Okay, so this is a ray passing parallel to the principal axis and it is striking this convex lens. So as we know, when a ray passing parallel to the principal axis incidents any mirror or lens, it will pass through the focus. Okay, so this point is called as focus. This point is called as focus. Okay, one thing we have to keep in mind here, this height should be of unit distance. Okay, this is obviously a object distance, or a ray which is passing parallel to the principal axis must pass in such a way that it must be at a unit distance from the optical center, which means ಈ optic center ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಇದರಿಂದ unit distance ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ray of light pass ಆಗಬೇಕು. So if these kind of rays, parallel rays, pass to the principal axis and they pass through the lens, it will pass through the focus further. Okay, and here as you can see, there will be a formation of angle that I'll represent as theta. If this is h, this will also be h. This distance will also be equal to h, height of the object. Fine. And if I take something like, if I define tan of the angle, which is tan theta is equal to, as you know, it is h divided by this distance. So this distance will be obviously focal length. If this is the principal focus, the distance from here to here will be focal length. So we can define tan theta here as it is h divided by f. And if theta is small, how can we write this? We can write this as theta is equal to h by f. And here this h is equal to, as we know, it is 1. Okay, it is unit, it is at a unit distance I said. So this will be 1 divided by f, and this theta I'll call as P, which is called as power of a lens. So this power of a lens is defined as the tangent of the angle by which it converges or diverges a ray of light parallel to the principal axis incident at unit distance from the optical center, which means, say here convergence is taking place. If you take concave lens, divergence will take place. So we are calling it as the tangent of the angle by which it converge or diverge. A ray of light parallel to the principal axis incident at the unit distance from the optical center, that is called as power. And this P is always positive. The sign convention is it will be positive for convex lens and P is equal to negative for concave lens. Okay, so these are the sign conventions for power. So when an eye specialist writes something with a negative sign, -4, -2 or -3, it means the doctor has suggested concave lenses for the eyes. So this is about power. It is defined as the tangent of the angle by which it converges or diverges a ray of light parallel to the principal axis incident at unit distance from the optical center. Let's discuss about the combination of thin lenses in contact. So this question can be asked for 3 marks. They'll ask you for obtaining the focal length or equivalent focal length or equivalent power of combination of thin lenses in contact for 3 marks. Okay, so as you can see, I have taken 2 lenses A and B. Both are convex lenses and they are thin lenses and they are placed next to each other. So I'll place one object O here, fine, and this object is a point object. So from this point, light of ray will strike this lens, fine. Since there are 2 lenses here, 2 times refraction take place, fine. The first image is formed here, somewhere here. Okay, this is the first image and I'll call that image as I1. Next, another image will also be formed which will give the image here. Okay, you can ask why the first image is formed here and the second image is formed here. Since convex lenses have the capacity to converge the light, this is the result of converged light. When the light goes through this convex lens once again, all the more light will get converged and it will bend towards the lenses, fine. And this first image I1 will not we will not be able to see this first image, okay, because actually the object is O. When it creates image I1, since I said 2 times refraction takes place, for the refraction to take place from lens B, this I1 acts as virtual object. Okay, like during lens maker's formula we had discussed refraction through 2 surfaces. The image produced by first surface will be acting as virtual object for the second surface. Okay, so this O is an object and the object O ಇಂದ I1 ಅನ್ನೋ image form ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. And this I1 image for the refraction to take place from lens B, second refraction ಆಗುವಾಗ this I1 ವರ್ಚುವಲ್ ಆಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ತರ ಆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, now let's write the distances from here to here. The distance is u, object distance idu. Okay, from here to here, this is a first image, so idanna I'll write as v1, and the distance from here to here, this is a final image which we can see, so I'll write it as v. This is object distance, this is the image distance, first image distance, this is second image distance. See, both the lenses will have the focal length values. Lens A has focal length f1, lens B has focal length f2. Okay, you have to write consideration. So we have considered two lenses A and B, thin lenses, and they are in contact. Let a point object O is placed here. So 2 times refraction takes place. The first refracted ray produces image at I1 at a distance of V1, and this image will act as virtual object for the refraction through lens B, and it gives a final image I at V. Okay, now here 2 times refraction takes place. Fine. Refraction through the first lens, refraction through the first lens, which is the first lens, lens A. Okay, so we have derived a general equation or relationship between u, v and f in the previous class, which says 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. This is a general equation which you must know for the lenses. Okay, now let's apply this equation to this lens, lens A. So here the focal length is f1, so I'll write as 1 by f1 is equal to 1 divided by, in place of v you have to write v1 here, because the image is formed at I1 and the distance of it is v1. v1 minus 1 divided by u. u is again same here, it is u only. Call it as equation number 1. So this is about the refraction through lens A. Similarly, refraction through the lens 2 or refraction through second lens, which is lens B, through lens B. Okay, same equation you have to consider, the general equation 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. Now let's apply this equation to lens B. So here the f is f2, 1 by f2 is equal to 1 divided by v. Final image is here from the second lens, it is v itself, so write it as v, minus 1 by, in place of u, as I said, first lens in the produce agiro image I1, second lens ಗೆ object ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. So u is nothing but object. For the second lens, actually object distance is this I1, which means v1 you have to write here. Call it as equation number 2. Now we have to add equation 1 and equations 2. Left hand sides must be added to left hand sides, that is 1 by f1 plus 1 divided by f2 is equal to the right hand side of equation 1 divided by v1 minus 1 by u plus this one 1 by v minus 1 by v1. As you can see, here you have plus 1 by v1, here you have minus 1 by v1. This and this will cancel. 1 divided by f1 plus 1 divided by f2 is equal to, you have to write what you are left with, that is minus 1 by u plus 1 by v. So this minus 1 by u plus 1 by v, we know from this equation it is 1 by f. So you can write 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 is equal to 1 by f. Okay. So this f represent equivalent focal length of the combination of lenses. This equivalent focal length of lenses means it is the equivalent length of a combination of lenses, that lens which produces the same effect as that produced by the combination of lenses, which means these two together will give one focal length value. So that one focal length value is nothing but equivalent focal length of combination of lenses. And this, from the power of a lens, we know P is equal to 1 by f. So you can replace this by P, which is P is equal to 1 divided by f1 plus 1 divided by f2. If P is equal to 1 by f, 1 by f1 is equal to P1. So we can write it as P1 plus P2. Suppose if there are n number of lenses here, you can write this equation as P is equal to P1 plus P2 plus etc. Okay. So this derivation will be asked for 3 marks. So let's discuss about the topics which we had discussed in this session. We had discussed about the linear magnification produced by the lenses, which is m is equal to h dash by h is equal to v by u. And we had also discussed about the formation of images and their natures, which means if we keep the object at certain distance from convex lens or concave lens, where the image will be formed and what will be their natures. Then we have discussed about power of a lens represented by P, and it is given by P is equal to 1 by f. And the SI unit of this power is diopter. The next one is, we had discussed about the combination of thin lenses in contact. As I said, this will be asked for 3 marks in the examination, which is 1 by f is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 plus etc. if n number of lenses are in contact. And the corresponding power is given by P is equal to P1 plus P2 plus etc. if n number of lenses are given. So this was all for today. Keep studying. All the best. Thank you.